Okay, we are replacing the O2 sensor on this GMC Sierra. It is very seized. You can see I'm really close to stripping the nut right there. So I'm going to tell you what I've tried so far and then what I'm going to try next, see if it works. All right, here's our new sensor. It's got this nut built into it. An O2 sensor socket is designed to go around the wire like so, and then go down onto the nut so you can get it off. The problem is these O2 sensors have been through thousands of heat cycles, right? So it's like welded into place. The threading is welded into place basically. And I'm in Vermont where it's super rusty. So I got this cheap O2 sensor socket and it failed. You can see right here, it didn't take much pressure and that thing cracked. So there goes that. I went to O'Reilly Auto Parts and rented the loaner socket, which is much beefier and still has this slit right here. It comes with this one to try as well. Still couldn't get it, so I went through the typical let it soak overnight with PB. That didn't work. Heated it. That didn't work. More PB. That didn't work. And as you can see, I was getting really close to stripping it even with this guy using a big breaker bar. I tried the impact there. That didn't work. So at this point, what I have done is cut these wires right here. Use these snippers and cut the wires. And I'm going to try just a regular socket here, a regular 7/8. The reason, the logic behind it is that this is nice having this slit here, but I could feel it slipping. It felt like, oh, maybe it's loosening. It was just it's slipping, and because as beefy as this thing is, there's still this weak point right here, this slit, right? So the idea is let's cut this so we can fit a regular socket down over it. Now, when I cut it, it was still too tall in there. I was bottoming out. So I need to go in with a Sawzall and cut this last bit of the old sensor off so that this socket can fit. So that's what I'm gonna do right now with my Sawzall. Okay, I didn't film that because it was at a bad angle and wasn't fun, but it did finally come off after chewing through one blade. I don't know if this thing is made some sort of like precious metal or something. I don't know, that wasn't super easy, but anyway, we got that part done. Now, we should be able to fit. It's at a bad angle with this drive shaft in the way. This should fit right over. There we go. So now we have a real socket on there and I can attach a breaker bar to this. Hallelujah, it worked. So I had this regular 7/8 socket on the end of this 24-inch breaker bar, and there was a lot of stuff in the way. I had to finagle to get it at just the right angle where I had room to actually pull on this breaker bar, but it did come loose, and now I can attach it to just a regular ratchet here and get it the rest of the way on. All right, it's slow going, but show you, it's at an awkward angle with this drive shaft, but just barely got enough. There we go. There it goes. So now you can actually see it going there. So I'm just going to put the camera down and get this the rest of the way out. We got it out. Here's the old one. Doesn't matter that we hacked away at the upper part here, right? Because it's just getting tossed. So there's our new one, side by side. I'm going to clean up the thread, blow out the threads in the actual exhaust line there, and drop some a little bit of anti-seize on here for future me. Hopefully it'll be many years before I'm changing this out again, but there's 4 of these guys and this was the first one to go on this old truck, so I'm sure I'll have others to do, so I'm glad this trick worked. One last note here, I was just about to put some anti-seize on here and it looks like it's already on here. This came with anti-seize already on it, so just double check that on your new sensor because there's not really any reason and it might do more harm than good to double seize it.